Hi, I'm Travis, the Action Weaver. It's great to have you here in my living room so I could share with you some basic weaving on a simple frame loom. This is the project we're going to do today. In the future I'll make some videos showing overshot weaving on a frame loom and even tapestry. But I'm excited to get to this one today, so let me show you what you'll need. We've got a shuttle, a long needle, a short wooden needle, a little comb, all made out of laser cut 1/8 inch plywood. You'll need some scissors, and here's the yarn we're going to use. And of course the frame itself. Start with the yarn. This white yarn wrapped around will be the warp. That's the foundation of our weaving. We're going to make a knot a few inches from the end of it. Drop the bundle of the yarns to the floor and catch that knot in the first of the deeper notches that are in the top and bottom of the loom. Go down to the deep notch at the bottom, come around the back. You can use your thumb to secure it in your place while you go over to the next deep notch and go back to the face of the loom. Go up to the next one. The deep notches are every other thread. That spaces them a little wide apart. Makes it easier for our first project. The next project maybe we will do every notch, making it twice as dense. So I'm just going up and down. My yarns are jumping around on the floor. Take a sip of smoothie. Then when you get close to the end, you can slow down, check your work. Also make sure that you're not pulling the warp too tight. You'll notice if the frame flexes, it should stay flat. Come around the back. Cut the end of the warp thread with a few inches left so that it can reach the first warp end and tie them together. That way everything is secure. With the frame filled up, you'll end up with some warp threads left over. Just wind those off onto your hand. Get those off of the card full of yarns, and you can save them for your next project. Now we've got the weft yarns, the soft, colorful wool material that we're going to use to fill in the weaving. You can see the places where the ends of the yarns are tucked into one another. Just take 3 colors that you think will look nice together, pull them out. You could use 4 colors now that I think about it, but pull them out and then just roll them down your leg to twist them together. This is why it's frame loom weaving with a twist. What you're doing right now is plying threads, which is very early discovery with people making fibers into thread materials. So you're really doing something that people have been doing for thousands of years. Put the yarn into a needle. The long needle will reach all the way across, so you should use that to start. Now go over the first warp thread, under the second, over, under, all the way across the loom with the long needle. You can pull the weft through there now and leave just a little tail hanging out the end. It came out coming under that last warp thread, so go over it on the way back. Under, over, under. We're going alternately over the threads that the last one went under and vice versa. I don't tie my weft thread through to the needle, so sometimes it comes out and I have to stick it back in. If you'd prefer to tie yours, that's just fine. It'll be much more secure. It came out going under that warp, so I'm going to go over, under, and this is weaving. If yours doesn't look perfect the first time, don't worry about it. You'll get the hang of it. Just have patience and go slow. And pull it through, not too tight. Across again. Sometimes I use the needle to push back the last row of weft instead of my little comb, But some people love the comb, and it's really good for some situations. Like here, I've got a short piece, so I'm going to use the needle to tuck it back in, and then use the comb to push it down. Now I'm going to pick 3 different colors that I like together, and you may notice that I'm winding these ones the opposite direction. I'm going up my leg instead of down. Let's see what it's like. I'm pulling it through and letting it overlap just about an inch with the last piece of weft. Now I'm going to go across, come back, over under, weavy weavy. I really love weaving. I've got to say that sometimes when I'm just hanging out by myself and I'm thinking about the world, it really helps me to just feel grounded and solid in my abilities as a human on this planet to make pieces of yarn into cloth. Sometimes when I'm with a group of people and I'm hanging out and enjoying a conversation, I'll also want something to keep my hands busy that doesn't keep me so focused that I'm not paying attention to the group of people. And I find weaving is a great thing for that as well. So now I feel like I'm pretty much finished up with this one. I'm pretty fast, huh? And I'm going to show you how to tie off and finish up your piece of fabric that you've just woven. You can use the comb to push it down. It's a really nice pattern, right? And get it down on the floor and get your scissors back out. And just take your first bundle of 3 threads and you can twist them around a little bit. Just make them into a basic overhand knot and push it down to the body of the fabric. That'll hold it secure. Now clip your next 3, twist and tie, and we'll go across the whole thing like this. This is a good time for me to note that though I've provided you the white thread to use as warp and the colorful fuzzy threads to use as weft, just because I think that that'll be the easiest for beginners, there's no reason you can't use the colorful threads and the white threads in any combination that you want. Explore, have fun. It's your project, enjoy it. Another thing to note is that yours might not be divisible by 3. I'm actually ending up with only 2 on the end. So I'm just gonna cut that last bundle of 2 and tie them together. Or if I ended up with 1, I'd just add it to the last bundle and have 4. The bottom is closed loops, so that should come off no problem. You can just move the weft down a little bit to even it out. And there's the finished piece of cloth. The frame, the cloth, it's soft. You can use it for a mini blanket. You can wear that as a hat. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I really enjoyed making it. Thanks.